All right, let's get to the opening tip of this game, brought to you by High Plains Bank, your friendly local community bank serving Wiggins and all the surrounding areas at highplainsbank.com. Jackson Langford jumping center here for Fort Morgan, dressed in their road blacks. And it is Brady Green in their home whites, and the ball is tipped to Fajardo and knocked out of bounds. Let's see, which way are they going? That looked like it was poked out of bounds off of Riverdale Ridge in Thornton. So it's Fajardo, Fernando Marquez, Jackson Langford, Jesse Camper, Briggs Wheatley with the ball. In the left corner, Fajardo, he'll take the three, and that's going to be well short. And the ball is rebounded, though, by Briggs Wheatley. The Mustangs reset on offense. Here's Fajardo on the left baseline. He's going to have to kick it back out to Langford. Straight away to Marquez. We'll set the Riverdale Ridge lineup here momentarily. On the left baseline, Wheatley down low, Marquez pumps, kicks it straight away to Fajardo. 15-footer is off the front of the rim, and we've got a foul, and a Mustang pushed off because to the floor went Jathan Austin. R.J. Holiday on the bench to start the game. Brady Green, Anthony Chavez, Jathan Austin, along with Ryan Leopold and Marcus Hinn. And the foul was on Jesse Campa, Fort Morgan. The other way, here comes Riverdale Ridge, and this is the leading scorer, sophomore Ryan Leopold. And again, we're partially blocked off here with this view. The internet is horrendous inside this gym. We have to do it just outside the gym. On the high left is Marcus Hinn. Hinn dribbling into the lane. He's going to have to kick it back out somewhere, and does on the left baseline to Leopold. Swings it up top. That is Jathan Austin. Jump pass inside, layup is up, and that's blown by Green, and the rebound to Jesse Campa. Had an easy layup, and Brady Green could not knock it down. Langford the other way. Hop step. He's going to have to bounce it down low, and the bank and scoring to the right of the basket with the left hand is Briggs Wheatley. Mustangs off to a 2-0 lead. 6:42 to go in the opening quarter here from Thornton. The other way on the outside left is Marcus Hinn against Fernando Marquez. Now they swing it on the outside right. Back to the left to Hinn. Now to Jathan Austin, looking down low for Green. He's got it, and he banks and scores. Too easy. Brady Green is the tallest guy on the court. He's got to be about 6'5", I believe. Tied at 2. Marquez the other way for Fort Morgan, behind his back towards the top. Marquez against Hinn, feeds it over to Wheatley, works off a pick. He goes behind his back. Left corner penetrating, and that's going to be a traveling violation on Fernando Marquez, the first turnover of the game by either side. Only home fans allowed, and not many here for this team from Thornton. Riverdale Ridge Ravens. 4-4 going in, as is Fort Morgan. Here is Hinn the other way. Dribbles by Marquez. Swings at left corner. Wide open Leopold 3. And that's off the back of the rim. And Briggs Wheatley has the basketball on one hop. His second board. The outlet to Fajardo. Left baseline. Nearly walk. Kicks it back out as he falls. Over to Marquez. Marquez, right wing. Langford fakes the 3. Penetrates right baseline. Bounce pass cross court. Thrown right into the hands of a Riverdale Ridge player. And the Mustangs commit a foul. Second turnover against Fort Morgan. Nope, just out of bounds, I guess. Okay. No turnover. But I should say no foul, but a Riverdale Ridge possession here off the turnover. Marcus Hinn in the backcourt. 5:39 to go in the opening quarter. Tied at 2. Hinn against Marquez. Straight away, here's Jathan Austin. Austin guarded by Langford. Swings it right side for Hinn. Hinn looking down low for Green. He's cut off over there nicely by a very physical Jesse Campa. Hinn pulls up from 8, and that's short. And Briggs Wheatley grabs his third rebound for Fort Morgan. Wheatley swings it high left to Marquez. Penetrating left baseline. Had the ball knocked off his leg out of bounds. Fernando's committed a second turnover here in the opening quarter. And the Mustangs have 3 in the early going, which is obviously key on the road. With 5:18 to go, bounce pass in the backcourt to Marcus Hinn. Hinn pressured over there by Marquez, all over him, but certainly not worthy of a foul. Hinn into the lane. Hinn's going to swing it right corner for Leopold. Dribbles to his left, back out to Austin. Here on the high left is Anthony Chavez, down low for Green, double team, straight away. Here is Marcus Hinn, little 12-foot pull-up, yes. Marcus Hinn scores. The lead is 4-2 for Riverdale Ridge. 4:51 to go in the first quarter. Marquez the other way for the Mustangs. On the high right, hands it off to Fajardo. Fajardo dribbling right baseline, looking for a bounce pass, but he traveled. Mustangs getting careless. No turnovers so far for Riverdale Ridge, and the Mustangs have 4. And checking in is Wesley Carnes for the Mustangs and R.J. Holiday for Riverdale Ridge. Bounce pass in the backcourt. Here is Marcus Hinn. And guarded by Marquez. Swings it over to Leopold. Straight away for Austin. On the high left, Chavez. Can't take that three. Carnes right there. Back straight away. Here's Holiday. Over to Leopold. Check that. That's going to be Austin instead. Straight away to Marcus Hinn. 4:22 to go. Penetrating right baseline is Holiday. Down low for Green. He hooks it up and he misses. And the rebound of Jackson Langford of Fort Morgan. His first. Langford into the front court of the high right. Dribbles at the free throw line in the lane. He leans. He shoots and scores. And, yep, they're going to count the bucket. And a foul committed by Riverdale Ridge, their first of the game. And he was hacked across the right wrist. And there comes some size for Riverdale Ridge. Brady Green commits the foul. But MJ Noose and Lane Hawkins are into the game. I believe that's Noose. So they have 2:22. Well, that's a 23. Check that. That would be Caden Mazurek. Yeah, Caden Mazurek. And Levi McCoy, I believe, is checked in for the Mustangs. And the free throw by Langford is around and no good, off the lip of the rim. Rebound is pulled away by Chavez, and then that long pass is intercepted. Here comes Wesley Carnes, bounce pass to Langford, and then Langford was fouled on the floor. That's going to be Anthony Chavez with his first. It looks like Frank Ortega will check in momentarily. Yep, Ortega will check in. Tied at 4. 4:01 to go in the opening quarter. And let's see who triggers it in. It's Marquez. Marquez looking, still looking. Swings it near the top to Wheatley. On the outside left to McCoy. McCoy dribbles to his right, picks up the dribble. Back to the left to Carnes. Carnes dribbles left baseline, pulls up from 12. Yes, Wesley Carnes on a jump shot has given Fort Morgan a 6-4 lead with 3:45 to go in the first quarter in Thornton against Riverdale Ridge. The girls lost this afternoon, 76-42. Moving the ball around is Riverdale Ridge. Now should be Leopold in the right corner. This is where we're blocked off. Nope, it's not Leopold. Penetrating all the way is Mazurek. He slams into a defender. Offensive foul. Marquez took the contact. Caden Mazurek with the offensive foul. And that's the first turnover there, the second, I should say, for Riverdale Ridge. Mustang basketball. Good defense by the Mustangs. And Fort Morgan, no, they won't come the other way. Mid-quarter mask timeout. The mid-quarter mask timeout with 3:29 to go in the opening quarter. And it is 6-4. We won't go anywhere. We will keep it right here in Thornton. Again, a critical swing game in the standings. This is one of the Mustangs. You certainly want to get this game. It would bode extremely well, especially moving forward for Fort Morgan, because they should get a victory coming up in their next game. That's coming up on Tuesday at Northridge. Here we go the other way. Marquez in a high left to Ortega between his legs. Straight away to McCoy on the right wing to Marquez. Down low, Wheatley turns, banks, hits nothing but the glass. And then the ball is volleyballed into the hands of Lane Hawkins of Riverdale Ridge. On the outside right, penetrating right baseline, leaning, banking, missing. And the rebound is controlled there by Ryan Leopold. And they will reset. Cross court, here's into the lane. Mazurek feeds Leopold. Leopold right at the free throw line extended. Over to R.J. Holiday. Wheatley. Straight away to Mazurek. Swinging it right side. That's Marcus Hinn. Back to the corner. That is Holiday. And they're just moving this ball around. Left of the lane is Mazurek. Looking, still looking. Swings it right side. That is taken over there by Leopold. Now in the right corner. Back to the left. Here's Mazurek against Levi McCoy. Inside, and the shot is up and around, and it's missed over there. And Frankie Ortega grabs the rebound. Lane Hawkins attempted a shot, and it's a 5-on-4 in the corner. The Carnes three is well short. There's a player down. A player down here for Riverdale Ridge. The Mustangs had a 5-on-4, but they could not convert. and the officials didn't notice it until now. And that's going to be somewhat of a left ankle or left leg injury. We will check it here. Buildings by Design is the best in the business when it comes to experience, quality, commitment, and experience. Makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. And getting up limping badly off that left ankle is Lane Hawkins. And the way he's limping off the court, he might not come back into the game even later on. Let's see if that's going to summon in Aiden Burns. Looks like he's about to check in. With 2:14 to go here in the opening quarter. And Riverdale Ridge trails Fort Morgan 6-4. For the Mustangs, Campa, Wesley Carnes, Fernando Marquez, Frank Ortega, and Nick Beltran into the game for the first time. And Riverdale Ridge comes the other way. Aiden Burns is going to be the newcomer here for Riverdale Ridge. Here's R.J. Holiday between his legs against Marquez on the outside left to Leopold. On the high right. In with a basketball, over to Leopold in the left corner. Faking a three is Masaryk. Dribbles into the lane, and then his pass is tipped away by Beltran and taken away by Marquez. Marquez has it. He leans, he banks, and he scores. Marquez off the turnover, and the Mustangs now lead 8-4. Minute 45 to go in the opening quarter. Holiday in the back court for Riverdale Ridge. Dribbles into the front court. Beltran right there. Oh, looked like a travel. That should be a travel, and it is. Beltran stepped in, and Holiday hesitated, then took the extra step. And Fort Morgan will have the basketball in a very low-scoring first quarter with an 8-4 Mustang lead. More substitutions here. Back in the game is Jathan Alston along with Brady Green and Anthony Chavez. They're really strict here on the mask wearing, very strict. And that's why these teams and these coaches have to rotate players. Here's Ortega on the high right, feed it to Beltran. Nope. Is it an offensive foul, or this will be a... Are they going to call the foul on Beltran? I think they're going to call an offensive foul. Well, I don't know what... it might have been a mask thing. I don't know. They said 21. There's no 21 on... There's Carnes into... Ortega. There's no 21 at Riverdale Ridge. Left corner, Carnes penetrates left baseline. He's trapped over there. Kicks it back out to Marquez, and it was tipped over there by Leopold out of bounds. Mustangs retain possession. 81 seconds to go in the opening quarter, 8-4. There's the pass into Carnes in the high left against Marcus Hinn. Swings it left corner, Marquez. He'll take the three. Yes! Fernando's got 5 in the opening quarter. Fort Morgan's on a 7-0 run. They lead 11-4. Here the other way. Left of the lane is going to be Jathan Alston. Left corner, 3 is up, and that's good, and that's drilled over there by Anthony Chavez. 11-7, under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Marquez right of the lane all the way. He puts it up. Looked like he was fouled, no whistle. Brady Green comes away with a basketball, and then there's a steal by the Mustangs. Here's Marquez the other way, 15-footer, no good. And looks like Fort Morgan came away with a rebound, but there's a whistle, and it's knocked out of bounds by Riverdale Ridge. The Mustangs retain possession. 44.1 seconds to go in the first. And the Mustangs to throw it in. It'll be Ortega. Looking in the right corner. Beltran. Check that. That's Carnes. Bounce pass down low for Campa. He's going to be double teamed. Has to swing it. Cross court. Here's Ortega. Ortega penetrates, and he lost the ball. Got to get it to Beltran, but he can't. Beltran now getting open. Now we have a traveling violation on Frankie, and both teams have committed 5 turnovers. 30.8 seconds to go in the opening quarter. It's Riverdale Ridge and Fort Morgan separated by 4 points. The Mustangs lead the Ravens 11-7, and coming the other way is Marcus Hinn on the outside left to Chavez, guarded by Marquez. Straight away to Austin. Back on the high right. That's going to be Marcus Hinn once again. Penetrates right baseline. He's trapped over there. He's going to have to get rid of it, and does down low, but the Mustangs right there defensively. Here's the long 3, and that's up and off the back of the rim. Missed by Chavez, but the ball is volleyballed into the hands of Anthony Chavez. The other 3 is in and out. Missed straight away by Chavez. There's the outlet off the rebound by Campa, and Beltran puts it up at the buzzer, and that's going to be late anyway, and it wouldn't gone anyway. We have played 8 minutes of basketball with the score in Thornton. It's Fort Morgan 11, Riverdale Ridge 7 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's begin the second quarter. Straightaway three is up and good by Anthony Chavez of Riverdale Ridge. And they're on a 6-0 run. The Mustangs led 11-4 at one point. 11-7 after the quarter. It's 11-10. Here's Campa in the right corner with the basketball. Out there with Fajardo, Wheatley, and Campa was on the end line. 6 turnovers by Fort Morgan. Riverdale Ridge with 5. Campa, Beto Martinez into the game for the first time. Braden Fajardo, Jackson Langford. And let's see who's got the basketball here. Partially blocked off Leopold. Right baseline. And Briggs Wheatley is the other member of the Mustangs. Stepping in is Austin against Langford into the lane. Then his pass intercepted there by Wheatley. Turnover number 6 for Riverdale Ridge. Langford on the high right, dribbling right baseline. He leans, he shoots, he puts it up short, and the ball is tipped into the hands of Jackson Langford, then stripped from behind out of bounds. The Mustangs retain possession, leading 11-10. Less than a minute into the second quarter. And here comes Aiden Burns. By the way, the introductions of the Fort Morgan lineup was embarrassing. Totally embarrassing. I don't know who did it, but she did a horrible, mispronounced virtually every name. Here is Wheatley, left to the lane. Wheatley banks and scores. Briggs Wheatley. Wheatley now has 4, and they've got a new PA announcer here. That helps. 13-10 with 6:53 to go before the break. Here's Marcus Hind the other way. In the lane, kicks it right side. The 3 by Chavez is good. That's his 3rd triple. They're going to have to guard him. And the game is tied at 13 with 6:43 to go, second quarter. Wheatley on the high left, spinning at the top. Back out to Langford. Dribbling towards the right baseline. Jump pass inside to Beto. He's trapped over there. Kicks it back out to Carnes. Straight away to Wheatley. Wheatley to Carnes. Check that. That's Fajardo. And his shot from 15 is no good. Yeah, Carnes not even in the game, John. Brady Green grabs the rebound. On the outside left, here's Marcus Hind, guarded by Beto at the free throw line. Into the paint. Swings it back out straight away for Chavez. On the left side, here's Leopold. Leopold in the right corner, dribbling into the paint is Burns. Back out to Anthony Chavez. Now to Hind. Penetrating left baseline is Burns. Can't get that shot. Into the lane is Green. Tripped up by Campa. And that'll be Jesse's 2nd foul. 6:03 to go, second quarter. Deadlocked at 13. Fort Morgan led by as many as 7. And Levi McCoy will check in for Jesse Campa. That move has to be made with 2 fouls with 6:03 to go in the second. Marcus Hind to throw it in for Riverdale Ridge. He's going to swing it near the timeline. Chavez has it against Fajardo. On the outside left to Leopold, guarded by Beto Martinez. Leopold left of the lane, over to Hind. Hind steps in, dribbles into the lane, back out straight away to Burns. Burns against Langford, and then he's fouled. That's going to be the 15th foul, the 3rd, I should say, against Fort Morgan. Would have been the 5th against Riverdale Ridge, but that foul is on Jackson Langford, and that's his 1st. And to trigger it in is Marcus Hind of Riverdale Ridge. Hind looking, still looking. Swings it left corner for Leopold, guarded by Wheatley. He's the leading scorer. Has been held scoreless so far in this game. On the high left is Marcus Hind. Works off a pick from Brady Green. Dribbles into the paint. He's going to have to get rid of it or call for 3 seconds. He does. Leopold 3 is in and out. And the ball is tipped around, and Anthony Chavez has it for Riverdale Ridge. At the top for Hind. Now on the high right, here's Aiden Burns. 5:25 to go, second quarter. Fort Morgan 13, Riverdale Ridge 13. Against Langford is Chavez. Here is Leopold working against Wheatley, and he is fouled on the floor. That'll be the 14th foul. Wheatley with his 1st. Bumped him with a body. Inbounds here for the Ravens of Riverdale Ridge, and Fernando Marquez is right back into the game for Braden Fajardo. And now they inbound the basketball. To Brady Green. He beats the defender, McCoy, who went for the steal, and he banks and scores. And it's now a big run there, 11-2 for Riverdale Ridge. Left corner, Wheatley 3 is way short. No arc on that one. And the rebound to Leopold is 2nd. Leopold across midcourt, 15-13, Riverdale Ridge. Left corner 3, Aiden Burns is off the back of the rim, and Marquez goes high for the Mustang. Rebound is 1st. Marquez by himself behind his back into the front court, nearly stripped, and then puts it up. That's partially blocked, but Wheatley has it in midair and scores off the glass. Briggs Wheatley's got 6 points in the game, and we're tied at 15, 4:34 to go, second quarter. The other way, here is Leopold against Beto Martinez. Straight away for Burns. On the outside right is Marcus Hinn. Hinn bounce pass to Green. Green against Langford. Banks and scores. Some confusion defensively there. Mustangs not there to meet or defend Brady Green. He's got 6, 17-15. Wheatley the other way, puts it up and in. Briggs Wheatley having a big game. He pumped, faked that pass, and scored off the glass. And we're tied at 17. 4 minutes to go, second quarter. On the outside left, Hinn dribbles against Wheatley into the paint, and he's going to feed Aiden Burns, who banks and scores. Aiden Burns with a beautiful cut to the basket. 19-17 Ravens. Back and forth now. In the last 2 minutes, in the left corner, McCoy. McCoy swings it inside to Langford. He puts it up and in, and a foul. And that foul was committed by Aiden Burns. Strong pass by McCoy, and a nice bucket for Jackson Langford, who's got 4 points in the game. We're tied at 19. That's a mid-quarter mask timeout. And it is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go at Equitable Savings and Loan. Just shy of the top of the hour, 1:57 Mountain Time. This is Morgan County's B106 KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran from Riverdale Ridge High School in Thornton. The Mustang girls did lose 76-42. In this game, Riverdale Ridge has had a couple of 2-point leads. That's about it. Fort Morgan had an 11-4 advantage, up by 7 late in the first quarter. We're now deadlocked at 19. McCoy, Martinez, Marquez, Wheatley, and Langford. Langford will shoot the free throw. Big team out there. Green looks like Austin Holiday, along with Marcus Hinn and Aiden Burns for Riverdale Ridge. And Jackson to shoot the N1 after he was fouled. This is the second time he was fouled on the shot that he made, but he missed the free throw in the first quarter. Let's see if he converts right now. Langford shoots, and that is in and out and in. There you go, Fort Morgan. 20-19. Langford is out. Nick Beltran is in with 3:43 to go before the break. Critical stretch here. And also in, Caden Mazurek. He actually replaced Aiden Burns for Riverdale Ridge. Marcus Hinn against Beto Martinez. Dribbles into the front court. The chest pass over to Jathan Austin. Here's Mazurek, cross court, now in the right corner. With the basketball is Austin, straight away to Marcus Hinn. The lob down low towards Green. Green is going to put it up short, and he goes back up and scores. Just too tall. Brady Green is too tall, and he scores. He's got 8, 21-20, Riverdale Ridge. Here is Briggs Wheatley, straight away to Beltran, fakes, and they're going to call a traveling violation on Nick Beltran. That is the 7th turnover. Ortega is now in for Wheatley. With 3:08 to go, second quarter. Backcourt pressure being applied by Fort Morgan. There's the bounce pass into Chavez. Chavez against Martinez. Got to watch out. Don't foul him there at midcourt. Chavez maintains the dribble. Cross-court pass to Austin. Behind the three-point line. Swings it right side to Chavez. Now in the right corner. Here is Mazurek against Beltran. Tries to penetrate, cut off over there. Straight away to Austin. Austin with the basketball. On the left side, that's R.J. Holiday. Holiday is stripped beautifully by Marquez. That's a great defensive play. Marquez right at the basket. Marquez is trapped over there, looking, still looking, and then has a shot blocked by Green. Yeah, he had to get rid of that basketball. He did not have any shot there whatsoever. Austin into the lane, kicks it back out. Now the shot by Chavez is going to be well short, and the ball is loose, and I think Beltran's going to commit the foul there. That's going to be a second. That'll land him on the bench. I believe that was on him. Yep, that'll be his first foul. He just committed a turnover, the other one. And let's see, here comes Wesley Carnes in for Beto Martinez. 2:27 to go, second quarter. Riverdale Ridge 21, Fort Morgan 20. The inbounds pass coming right now. They're looking for Green down low. They kick it outside right to Mazurek. Mazurek against Beltran. Jump pass to Austin. Austin working off a pick. The Mustangs reset defensively on the high left. Here is Jathan Austin with 2:15 to go. Makes a move on Ortega. Swings it cross court. With the basketballs, Mazurek's going to hand it off over there to Anthony Chavez. Little 10-footer is around and no good. And the ball is loose. It's still loose. It's out of bounds. It is off of Riverdale Ridge Mustang basketball with 2:04 to go here in the second quarter, and the Ravens lead by a point. Back and forth here we go in Thornton. And Fernando Marquez will come the other way. Marquez to the top, swings it right side for Carnes. Right corner for Ortega, dribbling to his left, between his legs. Ortega leans, bangs, scores, and a foul. That's a strong move by Frank Ortega. And the Mustangs have reclaimed the lead. That's a 3rd and 1 for Fort Morgan in the game. And they lead 22-21. Foul is on Brady Green, his second. If they get him in foul trouble, that's big, because he's been unstoppable offensively. Him and Chavez have combined for 17 points. Ryan Leopold is back in for Brady Green. Now here comes the Frank Ortega free throw. Fort Morgan has 5 in the scoring column, 4 for Riverdale Ridge. Ortega bends, shoots, and that free throw is perfect. Fort Morgan now leads 23-21, a minute 49 to go in the second quarter. Jathan Austin right of the lane. Now he's going to pick it back out to Leopold. Over to Austin, lob down low. Here's Masaryk against McCoy, double team. Cross-court pass is intercepted beautifully by Fernando Marquez. Marquez with a minute 33 remaining. On the right side, Marquez, crossover. He's going to have to bounce it somewhere. Now he puts up a wild shot. Terrible miss. Threw it off to the right of the bottom of the backboard. Chavez with a rebound. Here it comes the other way with Masaryk. Cross-court pass to Austin. Fakes the three. Dribbles left of the lane all the way. Banks and scores. And that's a foul. And the game is tied at 23. Austin to the line. His first points. Frank Ortega commits the foul. Wheatley's back in for Beltran with a minute 16 to go, second quarter. And Jathan Austin to the line. Austin to give Riverdale Ridge the advantage. That's up, and that is in and out. But the rebound controlled by Masaryk, and Masaryk underneath the basket against Marquez. He fades, he shoots, and he misses, and he's got the rebound again. And now we got a traveling violation. Well, that was tight defense by Fort Morgan. Riverdale Ridge has committed 9 turnovers. A minute 7 to go. Second quarter, Marcus Hinn is back in. And he's in for Masaryk. And here we come the other way with Fernando Marquez against Hinn. Behind his back, between his legs. Swings it right side for Carnes. Carnes back near the top to McCoy. Left side. Here is Frank Ortega. Ortega between his legs in the lane. Banks, and he misses. Oh, that was nearly an and one again. Frank Ortega's looking really good in the second quarter. He'll go back to the stripe. Anthony Chavez with his second. I'll tell you know what sounds good? Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your cooler, gas up your car. Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient. Makes them the only stop you need. They got everything at Stubbs Gas and Oil. And the Ortega free throws off to the left. Aiden Burns will check back in here for Anthony Chavez, tied at 23. The winner goes to 5-4, and the team that loses falls to 4-5. Second free throw coming up for the junior Frank Ortega with 52.5 seconds to go before halftime. And that is up, and that one is going to be off to the right and short. And the rebound to Jathan Austin is first. Austin behind his back at the top against Ortega, into the paint, swings it back out to Holiday. Holiday between his legs on the right side to Hinn. Now here is Austin. Jump pass intercepted by Briggs Wheatley. Wheatley coming up with that nice miscue committed by Riverdale Ridge. Then he almost lost it, and it's taken away by Riverdale Ridge, and a foul in the backcourt by McCoy. And that'll be the 17th foul. That'll be a 1-1, and McCoy commits his first. Fort Morgan got a little bit careless there, committing their 7th turnover with 30.5 seconds to go. It'll be the leading scorer all season. Ryan Leopold, averaging 14 points a game, has been held scoreless. Jackson Langford is in for McCoy. So they'll substitute defense and get some offense here for perhaps the final possession for the Mustangs. And the free throw is up, and that's in by Leopold. And Riverdale Ridge is back out on top. 24-23. He spins, he shoots, and connects. The lead is 2 for the Ravens. The Mustangs come the other way with Briggs Wheatley at the controls. Wheatley on the high right with the basketball. Wheatley, he's going to lob it down low for Carnes, left corner Langford. He'll take it. He will miss it. And the rebound to Marcus Hinn. Hinn has grabbed his first. 13 seconds to go. Marquez to the floor. Marquez trying to make up. Hinn is going to put up a wild shot short from 10 feet away. But the ball is rebounded by Austin. They'll reset in the corner. That shot is up, and that's missed over there by Ryan Leopold. There's half a second to go, and that's going to be the end of the first half. A very entertaining first half here in Thornton with the score. The Ravens of Riverdale Ridge 25, the Fort Morgan Mustangs 23 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Let's head to the third quarter. Riverdale Ridge with a 25-23 lead over the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Brady Green, Jathan Austin, Anthony Chavez, Ryan Leopold, and Marcus Hinn take the court for Riverdale Ridge. The Mustangs with Fernando Marquez, Briggs Wheatley, Jackson Langford, Braden Fajardo, and Jesse Campa, who was saddled with 2 early fouls and did not score in the opening half. The leading scorer for the Mustangs, Briggs Wheatley, has 8. 9 for Anthony Chavez, 8 for Brady Green. Mustang basketball. Here is Marquez behind his back against Marcus Hinn. Boy, Hinn is a very good defender. Can't cross him over. On the high right to Fajardo. Now back to Campa. Swings it high left to Marquez. Down low, Langford turns, shoots, and misses from about 7 feet away. And the rebound into the hands of Jathan Austin. Austin against Fernando. Check that, against Langford. Back out here on the right corner. With a basketball is Marcus Hinn against Marquez. They're going to swing it right to left. Chavez, left corner, Leopold. He'll take the 3. Yes. Ryan Leopold averaging 14 points a game. Did not score until late in the second quarter. Now a 28-23 lead. Here's Wheatley inside for Campa, and he banks and he misses. Might have been partially blocked. Anthony Chavez comes away with a basketball. Straight away from Marcus Hinn on the left side. Austin fakes the 3. Leopold guarded over there by Campa. Back out to Austin. Austin dribbles towards the top. He's going to swing it cross court to Leopold. Now at the head of the three-point circle. Here's Marcus Hinn against Marquez. Dribbles by him. Jump pass. Chavez left wing 3. And that's off the back of the rim. And the ball is loose. And it's picked up there by Leopold. He banks and scores. And Fort Morgan needs a timeout. They'll get it. Are they going to say, whoa, I thought it was a timeout. Oh, the mask came off of Jackson Langford. And I wonder if there's blood in there, too. Yeah, Jackson looks like he's got blood coming out of his mouth. All right, so no foul and no timeout either. Frank Ortega's into the game for Jackson Langford. And Fort Morgan's biggest lead of 7 is now matched by Riverdale Ridge's biggest advantage of 7 points as well, 30-23. They're going to summon Langford somewhere to be treated. Let's see. Yep. He's going to be checked out by the team trainer here for Riverdale Ridge. Marquez is fouled in the backcourt. Yeah, he was mauled over there. That defense is way too tight by Anthony Chavez and Jathan Austin. I think it's going to be on Chavez. It is. That's going to be his 3rd. And that's going to bring R.J. Holiday into the game. But the Mustangs cannot go 2 or 3 more possessions without scoring, down by 7. Briggs Wheatley, jump pass in the front court to Campa. Campa 2-on-2, all the way off the glass and in. Jesse Campa, and a foul. I think Brady Green got him with a body. That would be his 3rd. And Jesse to the stripe, a strong move. Mustangs down by 5. Green with his 3rd. Yep, they're going to have to take him out. Caden Mazurek is now in, and the Mustangs have stopped that run to begin the third quarter. Campa's free throw, it's nothing but net. His first 3 points of the game. Riverdale Ridge 30, Fort Morgan 26, 6:33 to go third quarter. Marcus Hinn at the head of the three-point circle to Austin, and Fajardo throws it off the leg of R.J. Holiday on that pass on the high right, out of bounds. That's a tremendous defensive play by Fajardo. 11 turnover for Riverdale Ridge. Let's see, the Mustangs can turn defense into offense. Marquez straight away. Chest pass, high left for Fajardo. Now here's Frank Ortega. left of the lane. He's going to have to swing it back out on the bounce to Wheatley. Wheatley left of the paint, jump pass. Here's Ortega's shot, and it's way off to the left. Rebound for Fajardo, goes back up. That is partially blocked, and Mazurek has it for Riverdale Ridge. Mazurek the other way, high left for Hinn, left corner. Got to watch out for Leopold. He's gotten hot. Swings it right side for Holiday. Here's Austin against Frank Ortega. Austin picks up the dribble and then stripped. However, chased down on the outside right by Leopold. He gets a pick, looking right side to Austin. Austin against Ortega. He leans, he banks and scores. Straight away for Jathan Austin. He's got 4. The lead is back up to 6. 32-26, Riverdale Ridge. 5:37 to go in the third. Marquez for Fort Morgan, looking. Baseball pass inside. That was forced and intercepted by Austin. Austin with 1 to beat is going to be stripped out of bounds by Marquez. Nice defensive play. Turnover number 8 for Fort Morgan. And the Ravens retain possession. And Hinn to throw it in. Marcus Hinn looking left corner. Leopold open 3. Boy, you got to guard him. Briggs Wheatley was too far off him, and Leopold drills the triple. Leopold has 8 points in the quarter, 10 in the game. The lead is 9. Marquez the other way on the high right against Marcus Hinn. Crossover dribble. Fakes the bounce pass, and then the ball's loose on the floor, and it's still loose, and it's wrestled away by Riverdale Ridge. Here is Austin, long pass to Leopold, and he banks and misses. The rebound to Leopold, and his ball's knocked out of bounds. Nice defensive play by Fort Morgan, but they're getting careless on the offensive end. And with 5:01 to go in the third, Riverdale Ridge is looking to go up by double digits. Marcus Hinn to the left of the basket on the offensive end. Well, it looked like Leopold pushed off against Wheatley. There's the lob near the timeline to Leopold. At the top for Austin. Well, they've got Chavez wide open. Check that. That's Holiday. He misses off the back of the rim. Leopold goes high for the rebound, and he's fouled. He had the position, and he went down hard to the floor, and Fernando Marquez commits his first. And let's see who throws this in. Leopold just grabbed his 4th rebound. And it'll be Marcus Hinn to trigger it in. But this game is getting away from Fort Morgan. Right now down 35-26. It's a 5-0 run. Right now for the Ravens. They need a defensive stop. Bounce pass inside to Austin. Dribbles, turns, shoots, misses off to the right. The rebound to Fajardo. Fajardo dribbles across the timeline. Fajardo on the high left against Austin. Then dribble the ball off Austin's leg. He picks it up, though. And then Fajardo's fouled by Austin. Yeah, that defense is way too tight. Right on top of him. Austin with his first. And to throw it in 3/4 court is Fajardo. To the right of the Fort Morgan bench, trailing 35-26. 4:39 to go in the third. And here we go. Fajardo to trigger it in. And apparently, what's going to happen here? The two coaches are going to meet at midcourt. All right. One of the officials talking to both head coaches. Premier Farm Credit understands production ag. They've been serving our rural communities for over 100 years in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. That is Premier Farm Credit. And Fajardo to throw it in. Yeah, they're very strict here in Thornton with the protocols. Very strict. Here's Fajardo left of the lane. Check that, Ortega. Double dribble. Ortega's committed Fort Morgan's 10th turnover. Oh, now the Mustangs lacking offense. Bounce pass is stolen beautifully by Fajardo. Oh, his foot was on the line. Oh, that was close. I thought he had actually stayed in. I've got the perfect angle here just outside the gym because of the poor internet connection inside the gym. I'm right next to the Fort Morgan bench just outside the gymnasium. Marcus Hinn the other way for Riverdale Ridge against Fernando Marquez. And we've got a 30-second timeout, not the mid-quarter mass timeout, called by the Ravens, up by 9. Nearly midway through quarter number 3. Both teams, Mustang boys and girls, back at it on Tuesday. They'll be at Northridge High School in Greeley, 5 o'clock for the girls and 7:30 for the boys right here on B106. Then senior night is in 5 days when they entertain Berthoud. And even if Fort Morgan cannot rally in this game, you've got two games that you should win against Northridge and Berthoud, which are near the bottom of the RPI standings in Class 3A. We'll reset the lineups here for both teams. With a 35-26 advantage for Riverdale Ridge, it's Briggs Wheatley, Fernando Marquez, Braden Fajardo, Jesse Campa, and Frankie Ortega, Jathan Austin, Marcus Hinn, along with Caden Mazurik, RJ Holiday, and Ryan Leopold for Riverdale Ridge. Three-quarters court. Austin lobs it into the high right to Mazurik. Swings it right side nearly through the hands of Hinn. He picks it back up. Straight away, here's Leopold. Jump pass down low for Mazurik. Dribbles, he shoots, and scores. Little two-footer for Mazurik. 37-26. 4 minutes to go in the third. Mustangs down by 11. Fernando at the free throw line. On the left side to Fajardo, between his legs, utilizing a pick, backs up for a three. That's a big one in the corner for Braden Fajardo. He scores for the first time. Fort Morgan to within 8, 37-29, 3:45 remaining in the third. Hinn the other way for Riverdale Ridge. Hinn swings it right side to Leopold. Leopold right of the lane, hands it off to Mazurik. Mazurik kicks it left corner. Holiday, three, back rimmed. And a rebound there for Leopold, and that's going to be a travel. Wheatley did everything he could with the body to shade off Leopold, and he put his weight into him, and then when Leopold came down, he took that extra step. 12th turnover for Riverdale Ridge. And Leopold just grabbed his 5th rebound. Mid-quarter mass timeout, 3:28 to go, third quarter. Riverdale Ridge 37, and the Mustangs 29. Hard to believe that after today, there's only 5 games left in the regular season. And there's no doubt that the key games for Fort Morgan will be the final 3 games. No excuse to even lose to Northridge on Tuesday or Berthoud on Thursday. So it will come down to the 3 games the following week, starting with a Monday game at Mountain View. And then you've got a game at Greeley Central. Then you close it out at home against Centaurus, the toughest team on their schedule. And that would be on Saturday, March 6th. That would be 2 weeks from today. So Wheatley to throw it in. Wheatley's going to be unimpeded as he gets it into Marquez. An 8-point lead for Riverdale Ridge. Marquez crossing midcourt against Marcus Hinn. Swings it right side. The ball's poked out of bounds. Intended over there. Fajardo. That's the 1 point that we're completely blocked off. Mustangs to throw it in. Should be Marquez doing so. Swings it at the top here for Ortega. Left of the lane. Ortega all the way. Has the shot blocked. Boy, he's got to see the defender there. Leopold with his hand all over the ball. And then Mazurik throws it away. The teams, well, they don't exchange turnovers there. There was a block shot. Riverdale Ridge with their third. Now in. He replaces Braden Fajardo, and the Mustangs need offense. Again, they are 4-32 in the last 2+ seasons when they score under 60. And they're down by 8 now, and not even halfway to 60. Wesley Carnes feeds Ortega. Ortega dribbles into the lane. Ortega bounce back out to Wheatley. Swings it left corner. Carnes, 3 is up. Good! Wesley Carnes hits a triple, and Fort Morgan's back in this. 37-32. They're on a 6-0 run with 2:48 to go in the third. Marcus Hinn pressured by Marquez. Still in the backcourt. Hinn crosses midcourt, dribbles to his right, spins into the lane. Marcus Hinn has the ball stripped away, and it's taken away by the Mustangs and Wesley Carnes. Carnes, right of the lane, pass down low, and then the ball is poked away. Jesse Campa had it, and it's taken away here by Riverdale Ridge. 11 turnover for Fort Morgan. Leopold the other way, into the paint, swings it left side, Holiday. Left corner, Hinn, penetrate, now he will cut off over, feed to the Holiday, cross-court pass to Austin. Austin, baseball pass inside, and Mazurik is going to score off the glass. Mazurik now has 4. I pronounce his name 3 different ways. 39-32, 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Riverdale Ridge has the lead. That stops a 6-0 run. Carnes the other way. He's going to be cut off by Leopold. Back out to Marquez. Marquez in the high right with the basketball. Dribbles into the paint. All the way, scoops it up and in. And that's a foul. To the line is Fernando. The Mustangs make it a 5-point game. And Fernando Marquez now has 7 points. Marcus Hind commits his first. More substitutions. Anthony Chavez into the game. And for the first time, let's see who that is. That's going to be, looks like Cameron Lewis. And the free throw is off the back of the rim. No good. That's been a struggle this year. Mazurek grabs the rebound. The other way here is Lewis. Straight away, his first appearance in the game. Head of the circle on the outside right. Faking the three. Now the pass in the right corner. Aiden Burns faked it. Cross-court pass here is Lewis. Into the paint. Kicks it back out to Leopold. Leopold all the way is fouled as he misses with the left hand driving hard down the left side of the lane. And he'll go to the line. And Levi McCoy commits his second. Leopold has had a big quarter here. He scored 8 points. He's got 10 in the game, and that free throw's off to the left. Ortega, Carnes, McCoy. Now Beto Martinez in. And I believe Wheatley's still out there. Check, that's in. No, it's Marquez. Second free throw is good. 40-34, a minute 25 to go in the third quarter. Carnes straight away, dribbles into the lane, pulls up, little runners up, and off the front of the rim. And the rebound is controlled there by Mazurek, and then stripped from behind by Wesley Carnes. Carnes with a basketball, 3-on-2. Carnes down low for Beto. He banks and scores. Beto Martinez in the scoring column. Fort Morgan draws to within 4, 40-36. We have a minute to go here in the third quarter. The other way, it's Cameron Lewis straight away against Carnes. Swings it right side to Mazurek. Hands it back off over here to Anthony Chavez. Now here's Leopold. Crossover dribble against Beto. And we've got a foul. That'll be the third team foul against Fort Morgan. I think Beto got him with a body. Yep. And Nick Beltran will check in for the final 45 seconds here in the third quarter. And Briggs Wheatley's back in for Marquez. Anybody's game right now with 45.8 seconds to go. Lewis to throw it in. Got to look for the cutter to the basket. Lewis still looking. Hasn't got rid of it. Lobs it back out to Aiden Burns. Burns dribbles to his left. Fell. He kicks it back out to Leopold. Jump pass right baseline to Burns. Burns looked like there was a foul on the floor on Beltran. That would be a second. With 37.3 seconds to go. Got him there with a hold. And Lewis to throw it in. Again, you got to watch out for a cutter here. Looks like Burns wants to cut. Left corner, Chavez, three is up, and that's going to be short. And the ball is rebounded by Matt Zurich, and he traveled. That is definitely a travel. That is turnover number 16. Boy, they've got the rebounding edge big time. They're just a taller team. 30 seconds to go in the third. Fort Morgan down by 4. Wesley Carnes trying to break down Chavez. Dribbling to his right. Wesley Carnes kicks it right corner for Beltran. That is passed. Intercepted. Intended for Beto Martinez, who commits the foul. Mustangs with their 12th turnover. And the foul was on Martinez' second. Not a good pass there. 21 seconds to go. And let's see, to throw it in off the 15th foul is going to be Aiden Burns. Burns at midcourt. Swings it left corner for Chavez. Lob down low and then double team. That's a travel. Nice defense by Fort Morgan. Off that lob down low for Mazurek, who's committed a few traveling violations. Fort Morgan, let's see if they get a shot for the final shot here of quarter number 3. Wesley Carnes will grab it at midcourt. Carnes with 15 to go. Carnes into the lane. Carnes going to have to, he traveled. He did drag that back foot. Yeah, first of all, he shouldn't have penetrated that early. That's way too early with that much time to go in the quarter. Now there's 11 seconds to go in the backcourt. Here's Ryan Leopold against Beto. At midcourt now with 7. With 6. Dribbles to his right. Behind his back with 4. With 3. Beltran strips him, but then he picks it back up. Then he bangs. Oh, he scores. No bank. Boy, at the buzzer by Leopold. That's a killer. He finishes with 11 points in the quarter. Well, that's just a great shot. Let's take a 1-minute break. 42-36 Riverdale Ridge on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 42-36 Riverdale Ridge leads. They have the ball going to the fourth. Briggs Wheatley, Jackson Langford, Braden Fajardo, Jesse Campa, Nick Beltran for Fort Morgan. Fernando Marquez getting a rest here for a few more minutes. More than likely he'd go in for Beltran once he gets out of the floor, who's going to be guarding Marcus Hinn. Hinn at the top of the basketball. Swings it right side for Leopold. Leopold against Wheatley. Mustangs with that zone defense. There's Jathan Austin, left wing to Chavez. Now Marcus Hinn in the corner. Hinn won't take the 3. Swings it up top for Leopold against Wheatley. He fades. He shoots partially blocked, but is picked up by Leopold. Now the 3 from Marcus Hinn is going to be well short. Wow, and going high for the rebound. Looked like Austin knocked it out of bounds by Campa. I mean, they just have too much height. They have way too much extension and height. They're really getting the better of the Mustangs on the boards. They've dominated the boards in this game. The inbounds pass down low for Green against Campa. Green right baseline, almost traveled. Swings at left corner, Chavez 3. That's going to be well short. And the rebound to Nick Beltran and a foul by Anthony Chavez. That'll be his 4th. Mustangs not yet in the bonus. Both teams have 5 fouls, but the Mustangs need buckets here. Down by 6 early in the 4th quarter. Wheatley to throw it in to Braden Fajardo. Hard to break down this defense. They're so long. Here's Wheatley, lost the ball, picked up by Fajardo. Fajardo on the high right, swings it down low, and it's intercepted, intended for Wheatley. Long pass to Austin, and Austin has a strip from behind out of bounds. Langford was able to strip away, but Fort Morgan did commit their 14th turnover. And the Ravens to throw it in. 7:13 to go in the game. Riverdale Ridge 42, Fort Morgan 36. And to trigger it in, it's going to be Marcus Hinn. Beltran right on top of him. There's the bounce pass to the high right to Austin. Austin lobs it down low, but there was going to be a hold. Somebody held for Fort Morgan. Let's see who that was. Jesse Campa held. 3rd foul. It looked like it was clearly going to be overthrown. Hinn again to trigger it in. Hinn looking, still looking. Got to get rid of it. Oh, that's got to be close to 5 seconds. Throws it near midcourt, and it's chased down by Hinn. He's got a 5-on-4. Fajardo went for the steal. The shot is up and in on a 3-pointer by Chavez. He now has 12. The lead is 9, 45-36. The other way here is Fajardo, right of the lane. Fajardo, actually in the high right, down low for Beltran. Inside to Wheatley, banks and scores. Beautiful pass from Nick to Briggs, 45-38. The Mustangs have to pressure in the backcourt. With the basketball is Hinn. Hinn across the timeline. Hinn middle of the lane. Hinn on the right baseline. Hinn's going to back it out to Chavez. Right there is Fajardo. Right corner is Hinn. Now he dribbles towards the high right at the top for Austin. Left wing for Leopold. Here's Chavez in the left corner against Fajardo. Swings it straight up to Hinn. Fakes the 3. Swings it right side to Austin. Lob down low from Green. And it's out of bounds. It is off of Riverdale Ridge. And that's going to be their 18th turnover. Mustang basketball down by 7. 45-38 with 6:22 to go in the game, and Beltran is out, and Fernando Marquez is in. And here's where the Mustangs have got to make more of a run. They just scored on their last possession. And we have a timeout called by head coach Andy Schoen. Let's take it with him. 6:18 to go in the game. Well, actually, it's just a 30, so we won't take it with him, but does give you a chance to tell you. Mustang post-game show coming up. And the Bank of Colorado is the only bank dedicated to help you make the most of living here. Not just a bank in Colorado, John. They're Bank of Colorado. You can say it slower and clearer. Bank of Colorado, proud supporter of local sports and academics. That's the Bank of Colorado. Again, Langford, Wheatley, Campa, Fajardo, and Marquez, the starting 5 for the Mustangs. On the floor now with 6:18 to go in the third, down 7. Brady Green, Jathan Austin, Ryan Leopold, R.J. Holiday, and Marcus Hinn for the Ravens. 3/4 court, Langford to trigger it in. Over to Fernando just beyond midcourt, guarded by Hinn. Hinn's a very good defender, and there was an illegal screen. I believe that's on Jesse. They had just set up a play. Jesse Campa commits his 4th. Now McCoy normally comes in for him, and he's going to come in for him. And Levi is really strictly a defender, and Brady Green's got several inches on him. Long pass to Green, and they try to save it in, and the ball is loose, and their body's on the floor, and now there's going to be a tie-up underneath the offensive end for Riverdale Ridge, underneath the basket, and it goes over to Fort Morgan. Fort Morgan ball, trailing 45-38. Whaley throws it into Marquez. Marquez for the Mustangs, met by Marcus Hinn. Left side to Fajardo, in the left corner for McCoy. McCoy looking, swings it back on the high left to Langford. Langford takes a dribble. He's going to have to kick it back out, and does to Marquez, left of the lane. His shot is blocked. I mean, you got to pump fake it there. There was no way. Marquez on the floor, but it's picked up there by Holiday. And the other way, here's Green. He puts it up and he misses, and that's a defensive foul as he goes to the line and was fouled, I believe, by McCoy. Fernando's forced a few too many shots in this game. And for McCoy, that's going to be his 3rd. With 5:39 remaining in the game. Yeah, this team is too tall, especially down low. Brady Green to shoot 2. And that free throw is off to the left. Well, 3 points scored by Chavez in the quarter, 2 by Wheatley. Another defensive-oriented quarter. And is there a blood issue there with Leopold? Yep, there is. Well, that might be a break for the Mustangs. Has to be taken out of the game for Anthony Chavez, who was on the bench for a cup of coffee and a cinnamon roll. That wasn't much, figure of speech. 2nd free throw here for Brady Green, who scored 8 points all in the opening half. They've neutralized him in the second half, and this free throw's up, and that's good. He's got 9. The lead is 8. Beto Martinez is in for Braden Fajardo. The issue here is that you don't have a ton of offense out there right now. Here comes Marquez. Marquez for the Mustangs. Marquez at the top. Marquez into the paint. Jump pass down low to McCoy, and his shot is rejected. That's the problem. Green away with the basketball. Holiday lays it up and in. Yeah. I mean, that's, quite frankly, that was just too predictable at this point. The other way, the Mustangs down 10. Langford traveled. Turnover number 15. Jackson wanting to make a move to the left of the free throw line, and he shuffled his feet before he dribbled. And right now, Fort Morgan needs a major run. You've got McCoy, Martinez, Marquez, Langford, and Wheatley. Here's Holiday on the outside right. Swings it cross court to Hinn. Back on the high left to Austin. Starts a penetration left baseline. Fades, shoots, and throws up an air ball. Rebound to Beto. Beto comes the other way for Fort Morgan. Here's Wheatley. Wheatley behind his back in the lane. Layup is up and in. Briggs, Wheatley with a reverse. He scores. Timeout. And Briggs scores again in the quarter. He's got 12. 48-40. 4:45 to go. Mustangs still with a shot. A legitimate shot. But I think they're going to have to hit stuff on the outside. I mean, you just cannot survive against this team trying to score inside exclusively. Marquez hit a 3 in the opening half. Carnes and Fajardo with 2 threes in the quarter. In the third, that is. Riverdale Ridge in this game has nailed 6 3-pointers. And if Fort Morgan can stretch the floor out, they've got a shot in the game, but not by just hitting 2s down low. Because we've had several blocks by this Riverdale Ridge defense, namely Leopold, Mazurik, and Brady Green. And Jathan Alston to trigger it in. With Langford right there. Backcourt bounce pass is taken by Hinn against Beto. Nearly pushed off of Beto. That could have been an offensive foul. No whistle. Into the front court is Hinn against Beto. Crossover dribble. Picks up the dribble. And there's the cross-court bounce pass, and it's poked away by Wheatley. Intercepted by Martinez. Here comes Marquez all the way. Banks and scores. Marquez puts it in. Fort Morgan drawing closer. He's got 9 in the backcourt. Hinn pressured by Beto. 48-42, 4:16 to go. Hinn right of the lane. Hinn on the outside left to Austin. He's not going to shoot it at all. At the top now for Mazurek. And the lob is going to be tipped away, taken by Holiday. Near the corner off to the right. Straight away to Hinn. On the high left to Austin. Under 4 minutes to go. Austin penetrates. And we've got a foul on the floor. 19 foul. Foul was committed by Jackson Langford. That's his second. 1-and-1 situation. Jathan Alston to shoot the first and earn the second if he makes it. This should be a mid-quarter mass timeout with 3:58 to go. Unless they're going to wait a little bit longer. Free throw is up, and that's good. Anthony Chavez is back in. So is Ryan Leopold. So 2 of their 5 starters back in. Are they going to go mid-quarter mass timeout? Not yet. 49-42. Austin's second free throw is off the back of the rim, and the rebound on one hop is grabbed by Briggs. Wheatley is fourth. Wheatley, middle of the lane. Wheatley swings it. Right corner down low. Beto has his shot blocked again. You've got to pump. You just can't take these shots straight up. Missouri comes away with a basketball. Jump pass to Leopold. You got to pump against this team. Inside to Leopold. He banks and he misses. And Jackson Langford rips away the rebound for Fort Morgan. Langford left of the lane all the way. He hasn't fouled as he misses. He was fouled, partially blocked, but that time Jackson used his body. And if you're not going to use your body, and that time he did, then you're going to get the shot blocked exclusively. But Brady Green has committed his fourth. It's a nice strong move by Langford. Now he will shoot a deuce. He can make this a 2-possession game with 3.5 to go. And first free throw is up, and he left it very short. Second free throw, Aiden Burns will check back in. For who? For Jathan Alston. And okay, now they take the mid-quarter mass timeout. 3:32 to go. Second free throw's upcoming. Riverdale Ridge 49, Fort Morgan 42. And Coach Schoen not happy about something, but you don't want a technical here. If not, it gets you completely out of the game. Yeah, I mean, that was odd. They should have taken the mid-quarter mass timeout probably before the first free throw, but decided to take the timeout after the first free throw. Jesse Camp is going to check back in. I'm assuming he's coming in for McCoy once they separate. Assistant Coach T.J. Schneider having a conversation with the officials. Probably a good idea considering Coach Schoen is not happy. And I don't blame him. Something there didn't make sense. All right, so here we go. Yeah, I think the official acknowledged the mistake there. Second free throw coming up from Jackson Langford. With 3:32 to go in the game. Riverdale Ridge 49, Fort Morgan 42. Jack. Boy, you need this free throw badly. He bends, he shoots, and that's a beauty. Langford now has 6 points in the game. His first point of the second half. He had 5 in the opening half. 49-43. Here's Ryan Leopold, met at midcourt by Briggs Wheatley. Looking near the top. It's going to be fed over to Mazurek. Mazurek back out to Chavez. Chavez against Wheatley. And then Wheatley knocks it off his leg. Ball is in the backcourt, picked up by Chavez. Jump pass high right for Leopold. In the right corner, Mazurek with a basketball. Dribbles to his left, and he dragged it. He's committed a bunch of violations in this game. Mazurek must have 3 or 4 travels in this contest. And right now for Riverdale Ridge, that's turnover number 21. The Mustangs have 15 unofficially. They can make this a 1-possession game with a 3. Fernando Marquez straight away against Ryan Leopold. Crossover dribble. Marquez swings it. Wants to swing it. Cannot right now. Bounce pass to Wheatley. Wheatley right of the lane. Wheatley down low off of Kempa. Now he picks it back up. Back out to Marquez. Fakes the three. Dribbles in. Marquez bounce pass. Oh, that's going to go through everybody out of bounds. Martinez was cutting, but it was not a good pass. Critical turnover for the Mustangs. That is their 16th. And Marcus Hinn, the point guard, is back into the game. Brady Green is out, as is Anthony Chavez. Let's see, they've got, is that 4 or 5 on the court? Unless somebody came in I didn't see. No, Chavez is still in. Riverdale Ridge the other way. The Mustangs might have to start fouling sometime soon with 2:43 to go, trailing 49-43. Marcus Hinn against Fernando Marquez. Marquez right on top of him, spinning at the top, jump pass on the high left to Leopold, guarded by Briggs Wheatley. Leopold's going to hand it off to Chavez against Frank Ortega. On the left side to Hinn. Swings it cross court. That is Aiden Burns with a basketball. 2:23 remaining in the game. Leopold against Wheatley. The Mustangs have committed 19 fouls. One behind his back, and then Wheatley got him with a body. Second foul on Wheatley, and 2 free throws coming up for Ryan Leopold, averaging 14 points a game going into this one. And now he's shooting a deuce. This will be a 3-possession lead if he makes just one, and that one's in. Leopold with 14 points to match his season average. He was held to 2 points in the first half, then exploded. Went off for 11 in the third, 50-43, and it's 51-43, Riverdale Ridge. Mustangs playing a pretty solid game, but again, you got to get to 60 if you're going to win, you would think. Here's Wheatley, bounce pass to Campa. He banks and scores to the right of the basket. Beautiful pass by Wheatley. 51-45. Lob towards midcourt, and it's going to be intercepted by Langford. Mustangs can make this a 4 3-point game. Here is Wheatley, left corner three. Yes! Briggs Wheatley hits it from the corner. He's got 7 in the quarter. 51-48, a minute 53 to go. Backcourt pressure being applied. There's the lob to Burns. That's the first 3 hit this season, I believe, by Wheatley. Burns with the basketball, hands it off to Hinn. Nearly fouled by Wheatley there. Maybe no contact there. On the outside right to Austin, a minute 38 remaining. Austin against Jackson Langford, and a timeout with 1:37 to go. 30-second timeout is called by Riverdale Ridge, and the Mustangs have not been this close since early in the third quarter, with the score right now sitting at 51-48. Riverdale Ridge. Now, Riverdale Ridge has committed 6 fouls here in the second half. The Mustangs with 10. So if they commit a foul, it's a double bonus for Riverdale Ridge. But Fort Morgan is now on a 5-0 run. And responsible for that run is Wheatley with the assist to Campa, then the three-pointer. And Briggs doesn't take many threes, but they needed one there, and he scored. It was 11-7 Fort Morgan after one. They actually led by 7 points in the first quarter. Chavez, Austin back into the game. R.J. Holiday, Marcus Hinn, and Ryan Leopold. For the Mustangs, Campo, Marquez, Langford, Ortega. Lots of offense in there for Fort Morgan and Wheatley. 3/4 court. It'll be thrown in by Jathan Austin. Austin looking. Lobs it in the backcourt to Hinn. Hinn against Marquez. Let's see, the Mustangs can come up with a special play defensively. 90 seconds to go. R.J. Holiday dribbles. Back straight away to Hinn on the high right with a basketball. Chavez jump pass, cross court to Holiday. That was dangerous. Here's Holiday, crossover dribble. Looking back near the timeline to Hinn. Hinn into the paint. They're not going to shoot here. 1:14 to go, but you don't want to foul Leopold. Too good of a free throw shooter. Leopold back to Austin. Now to Leopold all the way. Jump pass in the corner for Chavez. He had a wide open layup. Didn't take it. A minute 4 remaining. You got to foul anybody but Leopold. Maybe foul Holiday. And his jump pass, there's a foul. That's a smart foul there by Briggs Wheatley on R.J. Holiday, who has not scored. Well, actually, he just scored. But nonetheless, he's only got 2 points. Wheatley with his third. 59.9 seconds to go. Double bonus here for Holiday. This could change it altogether. And the free throw is in, though. 52-48. Wesley Carnes is in for Fort Morgan. Second free throw upcoming, Aiden Burns is in for Riverdale Ridge. Second free throw's around and no good. And Jesse Campa grabs the rebound for Fort Morgan. You don't have to hurry too much. Here's Wesley Carnes. Just be patient here. Carnes penetrating, shooting, and scoring on the left baseline is Wesley Carnes. And the Mustangs draw to within 2. 52-50. Wesley Carnes now has 7 in the game, 5.5. Wow. Again, if Fort Morgan can come up with a special play here, they've got a shot down by 2, 50.3 seconds to go. Approaching the top of the hour, this is Morgan County's B106 KPRB, Brush, Fort Morgan. I'm John Beltran. On our family of stations, we have Brush Boys basketball tonight against Liberty Common at 7 o'clock on 1010 KSIR, as well as the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Again, that's just over 4 hours away. The Mustangs have come almost all the way back. They were down by double digits. They were down by 11. Now trailing by 2 with 50.3 seconds to go. Langford, Wheatley, Carnes, Campa, and Marquez. Austin, Leopold, Hinn, Chavez, and Aiden Burns. And now Frank Ortega's in. That's for defensive purposes, just to protect one of your players from committing a foul. That would be to protect Carnes there, even though Carnes not committed a foul. And there's a steal. Here is Jackson Langford. Fade, shoots, and he misses. Wheatley with a rebound, goes back up, and he misses, but a foul, and Langford is down. Langford hurt his right leg as he came down, but a big steal by Fort Morgan. And Leopold commits his second foul. Boy, free throw shooting has been an issue for the Mustangs this season. 44.4 seconds to go. Can Wheatley tie the game? He spins. And the free throw barely got to the rim, off to the left. That's his weakness. Brady Green and Mazurek back in. Excuse me, Beto Martinez checking in for Langford, because they've got to defend right now. 52-50, second free throw for Briggs Wheatley. That one's up, and that one's good. Mustangs down by only a point. 52-51, pressuring in the backcourt. Lob in the front court to Green. Green is going to have to back it out. Green over to Leopold. Leopold on the high left, 37 seconds to go. Don't want to foul him. Now you might want to foul Mazurek. Cross-court pass is intercepted by Ortega. The Mustangs can take the lead. Over to Marquez. Marquez, defender in the air, is fouled. Holy mahungus, the Mustangs can grab the lead with 2 made free throws. And 52.1 seconds to go. 28.2 seconds to go. It's 52-51. I transversed the numbers there, transposed them somehow. Marquez to shoot 2. Again, you got to make 1 free throw. Brady Green is fouled out with 9 points. What a comeback by Fort Morgan. Well, here we go. What a big steal there by Ortega. Marquez with a free throw coming up. Straight up at 3 o'clock Mountain Time. Again, this is Morgan County's B106 KPRB Brush, Fort Morgan. Brady Green is the first player to foul out on either side. What's going to happen here? Can the Mustangs come all the way back off that steal from Frank Ortega? 24 turnovers for Riverdale Ridge. The Mustangs have committed 16. And I'm not sure exactly what the conversation is. Riverdale Ridge has already brought in their 5th player to replace the disqualified Brady Green. Marquez free throw is around and no good. Oh boy, This is what has killed Fort Morgan the entire year. He can only tie the game. And you know they're going to go for the final shot of your Riverdale Ridge. That's up, and that's good. We're tied at 52. Mustangs pressure in the backcourt. Plenty of pressure. And do we have a foul? Oh, my gosh, you don't want to foul. Ortega committed the foul. Marcus Hinn's going to shoot two. You don't want to do that. The game is tied. You're not trailing. 27.2 seconds to go. Second foul for Ortega. That is not a good play. And Frank has played such a good game, but that's a mistake there. 27.2 seconds to go. And Marcus Hinn to attempt 2 free throws. It's the double bonus. Riverdale Ridge has committed 8 in the game. First free throw is up, and that is off to the left. The Mustangs might be able to grab possession of this ball with a tie game if Hinn misses. Second free throw for Marcus Hinn. This would give Riverdale Ridge the lead. And that one's up, and that one is in. 53-52. Here comes Fort Morgan the other way. Beto Martinez to Wheatley. And a timeout with 23.9 seconds to go in the game. Riverdale Ridge 53, Fort Morgan 52. And Frankie knows it, by the way. He's a really, really smart player. He knows that that was on him. He didn't want to commit that foul. He just wanted to play solid defense. It's a full timeout. Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance makes the insurance world easy for you. 842-4555. That's Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance. Fort Morgan was down by double digits. They just tied the game on a second made free throw by Fernando Marquez. Marcus Hinn made the second of 2 for Riverdale Ridge. The winner of this game goes to 5-4, and the loser drops to 4-5, and this is going down to the wire. Marquez has 10 points in the game, but Fort Morgan is led by Briggs Wheatley, who has scored 9 in the quarter. Check it. 8 in the quarter, 16 in the game, including a 3 that he nailed. Huge possession coming up for the Mustangs. Hinn, Chavez, Austin Holiday, and Leopold for Riverdale Ridge. They don't have a lot of size there. They have some with Austin. Mazurik is on the bench. Brady Green is fouled out. Ortega, Marquez, Wheatley, Campa, and the inbounds pass for Wesley Carnes. Had some good shooting out there with Marquez. And, of course, Carnes, and Briggs had a huge quarter. Carnes to throw it in, still looking. Lobs it inside for Marquez. Look, no look pass is intercepted. Oh, it's intercepted, and there's going to be a timeout called. I don't know what Fernando was looking at. He thought Ortega was going to cut to the basket, but he wasn't there. That's a turnover on Fort Morgan, and that'll be their 17th. Okay, they did call the foul there on Carnes. One was saying timeout, the other a foul. Yep. Looks like Marcus Hinn at the line. Carnes had committed the foul. It would still be a one-possession game, even if he nails both of them. 53-52. Yeah, there were 2 calls simultaneously, it looked like. Oh, they're going to say Marquez committed the foul. That must have been before the pass, I guess. Looked like it was on Carnes. All right, 2 free throws coming up. That one's up, and that's around and good for Marcus Hinn, 54-52. Second free throw. The Mustangs can send the game into overtime if he makes this and hit a 3, or at least tie the game. This free throw's up, and that is around and good. 55-52. Full timeout called by Riverdale Ridge. Fort Morgan had 2 shots there, and unfortunately one was a turnover. Well, but you missed free throws. Fort Morgan in the quarter, 3 out of 6 from the stripe, and Riverdale Ridge is 8 out of 12. So they're not exactly on fire, but they're higher than 50%, which Fort Morgan is at right now. By the break at halftime, Fort Morgan was 2 out of 4. So they're only shooting 50% from the game, and that might cost them this game, with the Ravens up 55-52 and even 18 seconds to go. And you don't necessarily need a three-pointer, but if that clock gets inside of 10 seconds, then you want to take a 3 for sure. Same lineup Same rotation there for Riverdale Ridge. Carnes can hit the 3. Fernando the 3. If Jackson Langford's in there, he can hit the 3. Briggs Wheatley's already nailed a 3, even though that's really not his game. But he's a gamer. Jesse Campa's really there for the board as well. Ortega's in there now. Carnes, Ortega, and Frankie was in there before. Marquez, Campa, and Wheatley. Yeah, Langford on the bench. So here we go. Mustangs to inbound the basketball. The other way, here comes Fernando. Fernando right into the lane. Fernando at the top. He's tried to hand it off to Ortega. The ball's intercepted, and Riverdale Ridge going to win this game. Leopold has got it, and he's fouled in the right corner. With 4.8 seconds to go, Fort Morgan never got off a shot. They're going to close the game on at least a 4 or 5-0 run. Leopold would have to miss 2 for the Mustangs to even have a shot here. With a 55-52 Riverdale Ridge. Lost you there for a second. Second free throws up and in. 57-52. 2 free throws there by Leopold off the Mustang turnover. 1 second to go, and there's a steal as the Mustang threw it away. And that's it. Fort Morgan tied the game at 52, but Riverdale Ridge wins the game. They close the game on a 5-0 run, and that's the final score of the game. Mustang post-game show brought to you by Morgan Community College. Morgan Community College, there to make your dreams become a reality for both traditional and non-traditional students. Check them out at morgancc.edu. Riverdale Ridge closes the game on a 5-0 run. They defeat the Fort Morgan Mustangs 57-52. What a game this was. The Mustangs led by 7 early, and Riverdale Ridge's biggest lead was 11. It was 25-23 at the break in favor of Riverdale Ridge. And then in the third quarter, they outscored Fort Morgan 17-13. And then the Mustangs outscored them in the fourth by 1 point by a 16-15 margin, but not enough as Riverdale Ridge improves to 5-4. The Mustangs drop to 4-5. Let's go through the totals. Ryan Leopold, averaging 14 points a game this season, scored 17 for the Ravens, and he had 11 of those in the third quarter. 12 for Anthony Chavez, 9 for Brady Green. Next up, Jathan Austin and Marcus in with 5. 3 in the game from R.J. Holiday. Caden Mazurek had 4. The Mustangs had 16 from Briggs Wheatley, 8 in each half, 10 from Fernando Marquez. They got 7 points from Wesley Carnes. Jackson Langford with 6, 5 from Jesse Campa, and then 3 apiece from Frank Ortega and Braden Fajardo and Beto Martinez with 2. Unofficially, the Mustangs got sloppy down the stretch. They had 2 chances to take the lead, but missed free throws. We'll get to that in just a second. As Fort Morgan committed 19 turnovers, Riverdale Ridge with 23. Again, all unofficial totals there, but pretty close. 16 rebounds for the Mustangs. They got 4 from Wheatley, 26 from Riverdale Ridge. They got 6 from Mazurek, as well as Brady Green. But then again, the free throw line killed Fort Morgan. The Ravens were 13 of 18 in the game. Fort Morgan 6 out of 12. They took 6 fewer free throws and made 7 fewer. And when you lose by 5 in a game that was tied at 52, and you lose 57-52, that certainly is a big difference in this particular game. Again, the Mustangs are now at 4-5 on the season. Back in action coming up on Tuesday when they take on the Grizzlies in Northridge. 5 o'clock for the girls, 7:30 for the boys right here on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. A reminder that we have Rush B. Digger boys basketball on 1010 KSIR tonight. I'll be in Fort Collins when they take on Liberty Common again. That is a 7 o'clock start. Final scores, once again, the Fort Morgan girls lose to Riverdale Ridge 76-42, and the Mustang boys fall in a close one, 57-52 on B106 and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.